Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining and welcome back. Our guest today is my friend Kerry Stevenson. Kerry is the host of Making Money Matter and the founder of the Australian Gold Conference. Welcome back, Kerry.
Hey, good to be here. I'm literally sitting pretty much in the dark, although it's a bit of sunlight coming through because I'm on the Gold Coast in Sydney. Oh, sorry, not in Sydney. I'm on the Gold Coast, Australia, and we have Cyclone Alfred literally a few hundred miles off the coast. The ocean is insane. It's wild. The beaches have disappeared. There's a 2 meter drop off. Like, it's kind of weird. And I'm right now, we're literally I'm in the eye of the storm. So it's pretty calm
Jeez.
at the moment. But any minute now, who knows what's going to happen? So stay safe out there, people.
Yeah, geez, you know what? I'm so grateful for you coming down, especially with the cyclone bearing down on you guys. Like I really appreciate you coming down here and speaking to all of the gold and silver community. I wanted
My
to get
pleasure.
I wanted to get you down and talk about, all the excitement that's happening in gold and silver right now. Is the gold really in Fort Knox? What are your thoughts, Gary?
um, when it's interesting you use the word excitement around gold and silver because I think that people are being very blasé about gold and silver. I think they're continuing to just go, and in fact, if anything, what we're seeing here in Australia is a lot of buybacks because, of course, the gold price has run quite hard since we've last spoken, and it's up about 10% just this year alone. So there are people out there that are taking profits, and as I said, there's a bit of buyback happening. And people are not seeing the fact that this is just, in my opinion, and I'm not an advisor, this is just what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, is this is just the start of a gold bull market. But people are not going to believe it until they start to see a little bit more strength. There's been a little bit of a pullback in the gold price just recently. So I think what we are going to see is it's a little bit interesting at the moment. The stocks still haven't caught up, but I think 2025 is the year for gold and silver. But there's still a little bit of a disbelief in the markets at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people, Carrie, are talking about like even Trump and you see Elon Musk talking about gold and is the gold in Fort Knox? Are they going to do an audit? What happens if they do an audit and they find out that the gold that they say there is not really there, or it's not completely there, or it's leased gold? What are your thoughts there?
What if they do an audit and there's twice as much as they thought?
Right. What would that do to?
I was
Yeah.
just talking to Barry Dawes and from Martin Place Securities, not about half an hour ago, and he's got some pretty strong views. And his comment to me was, "Well, what happens if there's twice as much instead of being, I think, 8.5 tons? What happens if there's 15, 16 million tons? Like, do you know what I mean? So who
Right.
knows? But if there is that much there, then that US dollar could be backed by gold. I mean, this is all crazy stuff, but I don't know. Donald Trump's dropping some gold bombs along the way, isn't he? He just keeps talking about, for example, $5 million will buy you the gold visa. And he's dropped another few gold things. I don't know. It's like he knows something that just the ordinary plebs out here don't know.
Welcome to the Cayman Islands, a premier offshore jurisdiction where natural beauty meets financial stability. Here, your wealth is more than secure. It thrives in one of the most trusted and respected financial centers in the world. For over a decade, SWP has been the trusted choice for precious metal investors worldwide. Our purpose-built 6,000 square foot facility sets a new standard in precious metals storage. Beyond safeguarding your assets, we're committed to making a difference in our community by supporting local causes and events that reflect our values. As we continue to expand and innovate our services, we ensure that your wealth is safe and strategically positioned to shield you from the uncertainties that lie ahead. Strategic wealth preservation, trusted today and ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's really exciting because, in the silver and gold community, everyone has been talking about so much about, like what's happening, where's the gold, even the LBMA, can they actually take, they're moving all the gold from the LBMA to New York, and can you actually take delivery of it? Our country's going to start demanding delivery of their gold, and what will that do if they don't actually have the gold to give? So they keep delaying all the extensions. So yeah, like, what are your thoughts on the LBMA right now?
Um, I haven't I haven't really focused on that too much. I've been looking really at the Australian market and what's going on down here. And of course, what goes on down here does reverberate around the world in terms of gold production and where we're shipping our gold to. Of course, our Reserve Bank doesn't have any of our gold down here. We shipped it all over to England, and is it still there? They don't want to talk about it.
Right.
With the LBMA, don't really have a comment on that at the moment, Ivan, because I like to, if I do make a comment, I like to make it with good knowledge behind me.
Right.
And actually, I think you know probably a lot more about that than I do at the moment. But what I am seeing down here, and by the way, we have a gold conference. Fingers crossed that Cyclone Alfred lets me go ahead, because it is literally 1 week today that we start uh, here on the Gold Coast. So I'm really hoping and praying that we're still going to go ahead with that. But I think the interesting thing is that the gold stocks, the Australian gold stocks, and globally, they're not playing in the same sandpit as the physical gold market at the moment, which is quite strong, bit of a pullback, but the stocks down here, people are just not interested still. So
Yeah.
I think they are stupid cheap at the moment. Again, not financial advice, but I think stocks are stupid cheap, especially with an Aussie gold price 4,600. These guys that are producing are absolutely awash with fiat currency, I should say, because it's not money.
Right.
They're awash with fiat currency. So there's some real opportunities out there if people are smart and they open their eyes and understand what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Kerry, what is your, I guess my next question is, what is your biggest concern right now in the markets? What do you have your eye on right now? Yeah, what's your biggest concern?
Uh, I guess my biggest concern at the moment is what's Donald Trump going to say next?
Right.
Because tariffs are really just another way of making sure that inflation is, the inflation genie's out of the bottle. Tariffs is just another tax. I know that he came out recently and said there will be no federal income tax, but there'll be, the states will still have taxes. Uh, I think that my biggest concern at the moment is, where are we going to go with the US dollar? Where are we going to go with gold? And it's not a concern, but it's an opportunity. The biggest concern is those people that will not do well out of what I see as the biggest wealth transfer in history, the biggest wealth transfer in history, for those that understand that gold is money, everything else is credit. Because the markets and the inflation are going to go nuts. I think that companies like Nvidia, Tesla, some of the others are going to have a bit of a melt back,
Right.
and the resources, the commodities, because again, people don't realize that we are running out of supplies of various commodities, and let's go away from gold, but I'm talking nickel, I'm talking tin, I'm talking copper. You don't just turn a copper mine on. Once the realization that we are running out of those stockpiles come, then we're in for what I see as a very, very strong bull market in commodities in the years ahead. So my concern is that wealth transfer from those that understand to the average person that's not getting it. And that makes me sad.
Yeah. Now, Kerry, you spoke a little bit earlier about the conference happening next week. What date is it? How can people connect with you there? How can they get out there? Yeah, speak a little bit about the Gold Conference.
Well, it's on Thursday the 13th and Friday the 14th of March. I've got the wonderful Rick Rule coming in live via Zoom to that conference. We love
Nice.
Rick. And I've got a lot of mining companies coming, a lot of investors. So really, and some really, really, really smart, deep thinkers, Ivan, because I've got a guy called Daniel Want. Not a lot of people will know who he is, but one of the things that Daniel will talk about is how gold will outperform property. And of course, in Australia, we're obsessed with property.
Right.
Uh, Gold will outperform property over the next decade. But what Daniel's been watching is the flow of currency globally. What's happening? Where's it going? What's going to be happening? How is gold going to be? Where the gold flows are going as well. So he's watching stuff that no other person is watching at the moment. So I am really looking forward to some intelligent, robust discussions and people coming away from that with a much better understanding, which is what you and I are all about. We love to educate people, don't we?
Yeah.
So that event is all about helping people get educated with what I said before, which is this big wealth transfer that's happening that people need to understand.
Yeah, no, you absolutely nailed it, Kerry. Now, before you go, I'd really love for people to connect with you. I'm going to put your links in the description below. Where can people connect with you on social media?
Well, I've got a bit better on Instagram, Ivan, for the first, like, because I'm 64, so all this
Oh,
social media
geez,
stuff
no
is,
way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and I don't care. I'm a young 64, but all this social media stuff is pretty tough. But I've now figured out Instagram, so I'm that gold lady on Instagram. That's
Oh,
my handle.
nice. Okay, that's a really good handle. So everyone
Yeah.
watching, please go follow Carrie, that gold lady. And what other socials do you have that people can connect with you?
Uh, where am I? Where am I, Ivan? What socials do we talk about? Facebook, just Kerry Stevenson, goldevents.com.au. I post a little bit on Twitter, and on YouTube, I've got the Making Money Matter, because you and I know I should be saying, yeah, making money matter, not currency.
Hello, my fellow silver and gold stacker. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching the channel. Subscribe, please like the video, and also hit the notification bell. Keep stacking. Yeah,
So
no, I'm going to put your links in the description below. So, but everyone watching this, please go connect with Carrie, go follow her on her socials. And you know what, Carrie, such a huge pleasure having you come down. And, as the market develops and, after the gold conference is all finished, I'd love to have you back on the show.
yeah, I'd love to come back because I'm going to take a lot of information from what we're going to listen to next Thursday and Friday here on them. By the way, if you're in Australia, Cyclone Alfred will be gone. They were going to call it Cyclone Anthony, but our Prime Minister called Anthony, so they didn't want to have a slow moving storm be named after our Prime Minister. um, but let's hope that the storm subsides pretty quickly. And if you're in Australia, I want you to come because it is the best education you're going to get. And you go to goldevents.com.au, get your ticket, come say hi. And finally, Ivan, we've got the actual Melbourne Cup.
Oh,
The
no
horse that
way.
stops. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Melbourne Cup, which is made from gold from the Cal gold mine up here. I think it's from, anyway, ABC Bullion make the cup, but it
Right.
was won by Knight's Choice, and the owner of Knight's Choice works in the mining industry. I said, bring that cup up to the gold conference.
Oh, that's super cool. That's really, really cool. Actually, I think that'll be super exciting for people to go down and check it out. Everyone, please check out the websites again. Check out Carrie's socials. And you know what, Carrie, stay safe out there. I hope everything goes good. Everyone who's watching this right now, keep Carrie in your prayers and everyone on the Gold Coast. And yeah, as the market develops, love to have you back on.
Okay, my friend, lovely to see you, and we'll see you again. And we're going to have to get you out to our gold conference in October, I reckon.
Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be beautiful.
Okay, let's work on that.
Awesome. Okay, I'll talk to you soon, Carrie.
Cheers.